Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 15. That's right, episode 15 of What's in Your Earbuds, a show brought to you by the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network, which has 9 amazing shows, all ranging from 15 minutes to all the way up to an hour. And we've got everything from men's mental health to food to music. There's a show for everybody on this. And this is just one of them. Today, we bring back somebody who has actually been on one of our other shows, runs an amazing magazine with amazing photos called Hard Prairie Magazine that's based around the world of trail running and ultra running. Um, don't want to say too much though. We got two people here who know each other really well. And this person has been on another one of our podcast shows, Beyond the Finish Line, brought to you by my friend and co-host Joe Hardin, on which is over 20 episodes now, which I'm super excited about. So I would encourage everybody to go check that out. But without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Joe to pump up Chad some more.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. What's up, Chad? Welcome to another show of mine, I guess, of ours. And so glad to be on. We've talked about music off and on, I guess now for about a year. So it's really cool to have you on to talk some tunes. Like Owen said, I had you on. You were episode 3 of Beyond the Finish Line. And at that point, you had just celebrated volume 2 of Hard Prairie, or no, volume 1, right? The first print version of Hard Prairie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's cool to have you back, man. And almost perfect timing because volume 3 just came out. So congratulations on that. It's a great magazine. It's beautiful as always. So maybe if you could just give us a rundown of volume 3, and maybe you give a space to promote Hard Prairie. I think everybody should subscribe to it. So
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. It's always a joy talking to you, Joe. It's
yeah,
great talking to you again. Hard Prairie 3 just came out actually about a month ago, and it took a while. I had some hangups last year, but we did get it out, and it's, in my opinion, the best issue we've put out yet. Our managing editor Jenny Thorson put together this incredible story, this spread, if you will, of by photographing people's legs and basically allowing them to share their story, their running experiences, their life experiences, as told through their legs, and how their legs in some way represent their identity, their journey, their path, not just to the sport, but to certain levels of just personal enlightenment. And it's a really moving, incredible piece. It's one of the greatest things I've personally seen, put out there and published in the trail running world, if you will. It's so powerful, in my opinion. Granted, I may be biased, but I truly found it to be really powerful. But we have some other great stories too. Pete Schreiner allowed us to publish his photos from Tara Dower's Appalachian Trail.
yeah,
FKT, and those are wonderful. And she wrote up a little piece about Pete and his role in in her incredible accomplishment. And so that was wonderful. And we're really proud of it. We've got a lot of really great stories in there as always. And of course, some really fantastic, beautiful photos it's a really fantastic issue. I can't be more proud of it.
yeah, absolutely agree. It's a thing of beauty. I was pretty stoked this year. I actually had like the honor of having my picture taken by Jenny Thorson at Okodoke Trail Run. So I'm like, oh, cool. Like the infamous trail photographer. Like, so it's pretty cool to add that to my running resume. Like, it's such a great picture too. So
she's fantastic, and I can't say enough good things about her and about her, just her approach to the sport. She just genuinely loves getting out there and photographing and telling stories and sharing stories. And I mean, I don't have to tell you this. She'd be a fantastic guest. Just her story's remarkable. Her, her drive, her passion for this is just on another level. And I can't say enough good things about her.
I think I'll certainly have to add that to my wish list of guests for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just from everything I've seen, Joe obviously knows more. You guys have a longer relationship than you and I do, Chad, but everything I've seen and we've seen about like I can it says a lot about something and a person's work and passion when you don't know that person personally, but you look at the photos, you look at the articles, you see the rawness of Hard Prairie Magazine, and like you can just feel the emotion just radiating off the page, like even, and granted I haven't held like the physical magazine, but even just like seeing like the photos and copies that I've seen, like, and maybe part of that is being in this space and going, hey, I've been there, in my own way, but a lot of it is just, I mean, it just says a lot about a work when you can feel the emotion just coming at you at that level.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And it says a lot really about, I think, the people that we've been fortunate enough to work with, the photographers in particular, the writers. They really lay it all out there, and they put a lot of faith in me to put together this magazine and to present it in as respectful a way as I can. And my mission in doing so is literally to just kind of call together all of these remarkable stories and photos and just kind of put them on the page and just get out of the way. Let them speak for themselves, because they're standing, they're beautiful, in and of themselves. And, and then so I really, I'm just kind of a curator, and I just kind of put them there and allow them to exist, in their own right. And hopefully people enjoy that.
Well, I I encourage everybody to go check out Joe and Chad's chat on Beyond the Finish Line episode 3. Fantastic episode. You'll find out a lot more about not just Hard Prairie, but also Chad's story as well, and what he has in common with Joe and um, the three of us in this room. Obviously sobriety journeys, and yeah, just a lot of respect for the work that you do, Chad,
Thanks.
and we obviously are going to give you another space at the end to plug in like where people can actually find Hard Prairie and all that. But the show is about music, and we want to dive into talking about
Yes.
Let's do it.
we've had some great conversations in the
Let's-
green room, and I'm excited to dive into this. So I want you to chime in on this too, Chad, but we're going to jump in. I'm going to turn it over to Joe to give our community shout outs, and I want you to chime in on them as well.
Okay, so I wish I could remember who told me to put rock lobster. I'm so sorry. So DM me, hit me up. I apologize. So rock lobster was one of them. We talked about this in the green room. It's that kind of goes back to our music that transcends, that like takes you to another place, time, climate, whatever. And rock lobster by the B-52 is one of those. We had a lot of stuff. We had Wave of Mutilation by the Pixies. God, what a song. We had 46 and 2 by Tool. Someone straight from like right after my heart there. Cochise by Audio Slave. Another great jam. And Ryan Reynolds came in hot and heavy with a lot of the Deer Hunter.
Not the actor.
Not the
just to clarify that. Really good guy, but not the actor.
And This Is You, Shatter Me featuring Lizzie Hale by Lindsey Sterling. Nice. And this is based off of our our late night Super Bowl conversations that went well unhinged. Is Kiss from a Lime by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Oh yeah, me and him had a conversation that was something. So, yeah.
That's one way to put it.
It took like 10 minutes for that playlist to get up there, which is like, I think you said, like, I can't believe it even took that long. Like, and it already had thousands of listens. So what a wild world we live in. Right. So thank you everyone that added their songs. I know I forgot some names for some of those, but hit me up and I'll make that right on the next episode. I swear.
So,
I mean, if you're going down the Seal, Crazy is not a bad Seal song to throw on a playlist.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
All right.
Gonna add that right now.
I sent you the link for this playlist too, Chad. But
And
Awesome.
speaking of
It's
Seal, like the original, it's crazy how the original Kiss from a Rose, like the Seal version, his original, I should say, always takes me back to the Batman movie.
oh yeah.
Like I just think about that music video, seeing that on like TV and VHS, and like, man, like every time I hear Seal's version, I just think about Batman.
Which Batman movie was it? Was it this? It wasn't the
I don't
Joel
think it was.
Schumacher one, was it?
Was
No, I don't think it was
Okay.
that one. Now I'm curious which one it was.
I am too.
Wasn't Clooney?
was that the
Was it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger? Which one was that?
It was Batman Forever.
So was it
Okay.
Kilmer?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was Kilmer. It was Val
It
Kilmer.
was, huh? Huh.
That'd be about time period correct, I guess. But man, so okay, who's your favorite Batman? Because to me, it's like I'm on the fence with Kilmer and Keaton. To me, Keaton is Batman, but Val Kilmer just knocked it out of the park, though. But I don't know.
It's Keaton.
It's Keaton.
It's Keaton
okay.
for me. Yeah.
I think it is me too. Like it's Keaton, but also like damn, like Val Kilmer nailed it. But
See, I don't remember that movie well enough to say. And if I don't remember it, I'm guessing it's because it didn't register with me. But yeah.
I think I have to agree. Keaton.
I think it's got to be Keaton for me, but I think a
Yeah.
lot of that is also just the ensemble of performances in that one. Because I mean, you have Jack Nicholson as a Joker, and that's a hard hitter too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then it takes like that. I mean, they all kind of had their own cheese to it, but that comical, you obviously got the ones that have their comical spin. Like I love Arnold Schwarzenegger in those movies, so in that movie as well.
But I mean, I don't know if any of the other movies have Prince on their soundtrack though either.
No,
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Oh, those are good soundtrack ads too, I would say.
Yeah.
So before we jump into asking you what's been in your earbuds recently, Chad, we talked about this a bit in the green room, but if you had to pick a couple songs to add right now to our Everyday Athlete podcast playlist, what would you add?
I don't know, one that just popped into my head, and I actually haven't listened to it in a while, but it is a good one. Is Okkerville River, Down the Deep River.
Ooh,
That's got that for some reason. That just gets me going. It's a 6-minute song. It's got a momentum and a pace to it that's a great running song in my opinion. Let's see what else. The other day I had Pearl Jam, a live album from Pearl Jam from October of 2009. I'm sorry, October 9th of 2000. And there's a really long version of Even Flow on there that is awesome. So I would say any live version of Even Flow is a good running song for sure. And you know what else I love running to is Wolf Like Me by TV on the Radio.
I think that might be on here, which would be amazing.
That's a great
although you might be thinking a Werewolf Bar Mitzvah, Joe.
I hope.
Shout out to Elliot Matson.
Yeah. Shout out to Elliot.
Yeah. 30 Rock. Shout out 30 Rock.
Do you know what I love about Werewolf Bat Mitzvah being on that playlist is sometimes I'll put my phone in like my compression shorts and I just have to listen to whatever comes up and that song will come on. I just have no choice but to listen to it. It's almost distracting, but it's also hilarious.
Yeah, our playlist is pure chaos. Like you just go, if you put that thing on shuffle, you'll go from like hardcore, like Pro Jam to Mariah Carey, all the way back to like Cat Empire. Just all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Mongolian howling. We have to ask this of all of our guests, but have you heard of The Who? And that's the HU.
I think so.
They're Mongolian. They're a Mongolian like metal band, but they're rooted in Mongolian classical music. There's a song called Wolf Totem that makes you want to ride at dawn. Like it's just such a powerful like everything.
I'll have to check it out when I'm done.
Yeah, Wolf Totem is a good one. Like a song that features Serge Tankian from System of a Down, and they
Nice.
did another one with Papa Roach, and I think a couple others, and Bad Wolves, and they do like most of the instrumentals, and it's all like these badass like Mongolian instruments, like a Mongolian bass, and like just one of them's playing a violin, and then it just gets hardcore, like just like I'd
All
send it
right.
to Joe, and he's like, "We ride at dawn."
I'll have to check this out. I like that. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I run, like, it's all right if we're talking about, you know, weirder stuff or things that maybe you don't expect somebody to listen to while they run. I have a 80s playlist that
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
it is
yeah.
it's got a lot of things I wouldn't ordinarily, you know, be so open about telling people that I listen to when I run, but or things I should say, things you wouldn't expect me to listen to while I ran. But it works every time. It's like 2.5 hours of music, and I mean, it's got like Roxette on there, and like um, I don't know, Foreigners on there,
Ooh.
and who else? Tina Turner's on there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
just all over the place. But for some reason, the mix works. Thompson Twins, Toto. I love it. Yeah.
Do you have Rocky 4 soundtrack on there?
No, no Rocky Four. I do have a little Karate Kid too, though. Peter
Ooh,
Cetera
you
on
got
Oh,
You're
there.
the
nice.
best.
Yeah, yeah. So no, not You're the Best. It's God, I can't even think of which one it is, but yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is about being in a race or being in an ultra or doing trail running, but there's like certain songs that I wouldn't normally listen to, like you said, but they just hit you different there. Like I was in, I think I told you this, Joe, but I was in like the last section of Bigfoot 200, and the song I put on is Barbie Girl. And I don't know why, but that like, come on, Barbie, let's go party. I'm just like bombing down the hill. And like my pacer's like, you're putting down a 15-minute pace. I'm like, I know.
Those songs work. I mean, they do. The rhythm, the beat, like Eiffel 65. I mean, there's weird. I mean, I'm of the mindset whatever gets you through. When you're that
Yep.
far into a race, it doesn't matter as long as it keeps you moving forward.
Yeah.
And because when I'm like, for example, when I am just doing regular training runs, I tend to listen to actually some very, I don't know, mid-tempo or chill music. Like I like to
Oh,
listen to
yeah.
the National, for example, a lot when I run because it's just, I don't know, there's something relaxing about that to me. So it doesn't, I don't get too high or too low. I can just kind of, and the music's engaging, so I can listen to it constantly without being annoyed by it. Um, but then again, there's some days where I'll throw on a straight Paul Oakenfold trance album from like 20 years ago, just because I
Oh,
need
nice.
that like constant that bass or that rhythm um and that tempo. And so I mean it varies, but it just depends on the run, I guess. You
Yeah,
know?
I agree. I'll this is gonna sound something like same thing as like something that people probably wouldn't think I listen to, but like if I'm road running, I listen to a lot of Wu-Tang while I road run. It's just
Dude,
like
really, I never would have pegged
yeah,
that.
yeah, like Wu-Tang and like Mob Deep and like just really it's like yeah, just like it always gets me. It's like it may not be something I would listen to like on a normal basis. Well, I won't lie, I love Wu-Tang, so but still
Mhm.
it's like perfect run like road running music like specifically. But
Huh, why is it specific like road running? You don't listen
I
to
don't
it on the
know.
trails?
I just it like I it feels like better like road running to me for some reason. Like trails, it's like I want like music that's like kind of flowier. Like I'll listen to like a lot of OAR while I'm trail running, especially this time of the
Mhm.
year because it's like I want to feel I want to feel warmer. Like OAR like a warmer music to me, but so I need something that kind of has like a flow for trail running. If I'm listening to music on the trails, I mean sometimes I don't most of the time I don't, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to like trails specifically, I don't know if there's a if there is something that just works better for me or not, I mean, um, I do like Radiohead on trail runs, but
Oh yeah,
there's
Radiohead.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it harkens back when I was like about 12 or 13 years ago. I lived briefly down in North Carolina in the mountains down there, and that's right around the time after In Rainbows came out.
Ooh,
And it's a couple years after In Rainbows came out, and I could remember like cutting my teeth on the trails down there, listening to that album just constantly. And so now, living where I live now, when I listen to that, it does reinvigorate some kind of, you know, baptismal feeling to a certain extent of just getting back out there in those mountains and running. And I don't run in mountains now. I mean, the trails I run out don't resemble that at all, but it gives me that same feeling listening to like In
yeah,
Rainbows or something like that. And yeah, I mean, that's a great record. That start to finish is good running music in my opinion.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like flowy music when I'm on the trail, especially for like a long run, just it's not even about the music per se. Like if it might be a song I'm familiar with or I know or it's a long song, but I think it goes back to what you were saying, Chad, about just finding that flow state and finding a song that has a good rhythm. And just something that like there it comes to a point where I don't even think I'm really paying attention to the song. I'm just kind of in a mind state in between listening to the music and like flowing with the trail.
Yeah,
And I think
Yeah,
that those long, like those mid tempo songs, sometimes for me, even like slower music, really just hits right. And I think the only time I really tap into like more faster pump up music is actually, you would think it would be on my speed workout, but it's actually more of like my easy runs. When it's like, sometimes you have to go out and do a run on the road. It's the same route you've done a million times. And you just need something to pull you through, like,
absolutely.
and that's when sometimes a pump up song can hit you pretty good. Um, but yeah, other than that, yeah, you'd be surprised. Like sometimes I like to mess with like train my mindset a little bit by putting on a slow tempo song while I'm doing a speed workout. I've done that a couple times.
I could see how that would work though. I really could. I
yeah,
mean, because I don't know if there's something that relaxes the body or the mind enough to allow the body to kind of perform at a different level. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I could see how that would work.
it's
Um,
it's surprisingly like I've had some of my best like speed workouts doing like a slower song or a more somber song during a speed workout.
mhm.
When I've gone, sometimes I try not to do no music at all, but when I put on music and I put on like a more somber song on a speed workout, I don't know what it is. Maybe you're right. Maybe it just relaxes the body, or maybe it just makes you focus on your breathing more. Because I feel like when I'm in that, you know, like hardcore song, like a Slipknot or something like that, I think
Mhm.
I'm just like erratically breathing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that, I don't know. I mean, I think that I can remember doing hill or repeats and, listening to like, is it Julian Baker, which is, I think her second record. It's just her and a guitar, and it's
Ooh,
just very stripped down, but it worked. I mean, whatever, it worked in the moment. And, those are grueling runs, but if you can find something that at least relaxes some aspect of what it is you're doing, man, it's go for it. Just
yeah.
go for it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do have to. I do have to add this. Queens of the Stone Age is good for all terrain of running. By the way, for
You and I have
everything.
talked about you and I have talked about Queens of the Stone Age. Actually, you got me onto the latest album.
It's
That's a
damn. It's
great
so good.
record.
It's so
It's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's a
Does
makes,
it?
very good record.
oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Just phenomenal. Doesn't matter if it's speed workout, long run. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I stand
That's
behind
Yeah.
a
that.
true statement. That's a true statement. Man, that makes me think about like a question. Like I really want to, man, now I really want to ask the '90s era question to our guests. I know we're gonna get a lot of amazing answers, but now I'm almost curious about like what people's like flow songs or like long run songs are, or like maybe we ask people what a slow mid-tempo song they like is, because we always think that. I think it's a good switch up, right? Because you always think with workouts, like it's always like pump up music or upbeat music. Nobody thinks about the fact that like sometimes you're doing a workout and you need a slow mid-tempo song, or even by definition a song you wouldn't expect to be a workout song.
So
And
Yeah.
I've got one song for you that
let's
covers
do.
all those bases, and it's a 13-minute song. So I mean, it goes on forever. But
Oh,
Meatloaf's "Bad Out of Hell." It's got it
Okay.
all. Like the intro is just you know awesome rock, and then it mellows out, then it picks back up, and it mellows back out again. And if you've never heard if you've never heard that song, you just put it on one time when you go out and run, and I'm telling you, it's a great running song.
and what's it
No
called?
matter what, Meatloaf, "Bad Out of Hell."
Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Bat out of
You've
hell.
never,
I feel like the first time I heard that it was on vinyl
Oh,
too. So it might, to me, it
yeah.
would probably take me back in time too. That's what
Oh man,
the next time I run,
I mean, it's
that's
got like
going on. Yeah.
listen. I mean, it's got. I mean, Todd Rundgren is the guitarist on that. I mean, it's just the guitar work in like the first 2 minutes of that song alone. It's just awesome. I mean, the way it emulates like a motorcycle revving up, and
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I'm telling
dude,
you, it's a really great running song.
that
I don't
cover
know how I
looks
forgot
like
about that.
that cover
I
looks
just
like it could be either it could be like the cover of like Doom or something like that.
Is this the first time you've ever seen it?
That cover, yeah.
Holy cow! I mean, I think that's one of the biggest selling albums of all time, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna have to listen to this. We gotta add this whole album to the playlist.
Yeah.
That is
I
sick.
mean,
Man,
the whole album may not be run worthy, but definitely that and what "Love by the Dashboard Light." Those two songs are
God,
just all time. They're all time classics.
I forgot about that album. I don't know how, but
Yeah,
I
I don't.
remember that. I remember that being on my mom's turntable, and I was just same thing.
I
The cover kind of scared me, but it's
Yeah,
wild.
I had it on 8-track. As a matter of fact, I had one of my first stereo systems when I was in fifth grade was an 8-track player that was given to me by my dad's boss, and he gave me a box of his old 8-tracks, and it had like Led Zeppelin and like Van Halen in there, Air Supply, and then it also had "Bat Out of Hell," and
Oh man.
it's I listened to that album more as a kid than just about anything else other than Bob Seger's greatest hits.
Ooh.
Man, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one, Chad. Yeah, man, yeah, that's going on. That'll be in my ears the next time I run.
Yeah,
100%.
let me know what you guys think when you're done with. I'll be curious to see if it holds up to your runs.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to shout you back out on that, but I
Please
think we're
do.
gonna pose the slow song question to people this week, and then we're gonna have to throw out the '90s question at some point too, because that one we might have to throw out more than once, honestly, just because
Yeah,
there's so much encapsulating every era. But before we end the show, Chad, I want to give you the space to let everybody know where they can find you and where they can find Hard Prairie Magazine.
yeah, I appreciate it. If you just go to Hard Prairie, all one word, .com, you can order the magazine there. You can order the back issues, and you can find us on Instagram at Hard Prairie, and you can follow us there.
Awesome. Thank you, Chad, for coming on the show. We're going to have to do this again.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do this again. I feel like there's just so much we can talk about. Probably have to actually bring you back for the official roundtable. Want to give a shout out to Adam. The reason he couldn't be here was he's actually going out to a celebration for his birthday, which was 4 days ago. His wife surprised him with concert tickets.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
And I'm like,
Kidding?
dude, you were planning on doing the show on a day where you could be celebrating your birthday. I'm like, I know you love us, man, and Adam is a brainchild of the show, but just wanted to give him a shout out that he was willing to do
That's
that on a birthday celebration. So happy
awesome.
belated birthday, Adam.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Happy birthday.
And appreciate you being on the show, Chad. We're gonna have to bring you back for when we do our next roundtable.
I'm game. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's gonna be fun. It's probably gonna have to be a '90s era roundtable.
Done.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for tuning into What's in Your Earbuds. And oh man, we gotta get a ending for this, man.
I don't know how to end it. Like I just
I don't know how to
like,
end it other than let's rock, man.
like
Bye, guys.
Take care.